Hi there, everybody. Happy New Year, and it is the start of the new January term 2026. So a few little reminders, a little bit of housekeeping I thought I would pop here. But I'm so pleased that you're all joining us back this term and got some super plans ahead for your tuition. So a little bit as we go through here. Yes, we always welcome communication directly. So please do email your tutors. It's their first name and at nktutoring.co.uk. Please CC me in as well, so I'm in the loop of things. You might want to drop them an email to say, actually, could we change the plan that we'd made last week? You'd like to work on something else because you've had some new information from school, for example, and try and let tutors know as early as possible, because then they can plan for it, and that's really helpful as well. Another big thing is making sure that you're using a PC and tablet for tuition, because then you can use all the facilities of the interactive whiteboard, pencil spaces, for example, that you can see we've got the link of here below, and I'll make those available again in email, so that you've got access if you want to pop on and have a look at any of the instructional videos available, so you can understand the platform a little bit more, but it basically learning as you go along. On that side of stuff, so keeping everybody in the loop and using the right equipment. Please go into pencil spaces via Chrome. It does make a massive difference if you're using Apple. Google-based things and Apple-based things don't necessarily like each other, so please don't use Safari. Download Chrome and go in via Chrome and log in. That is super helpful, and that makes sure everything is working to the full functionality. So thanks for that, bearing with me. As I said, in terms of communication, it is all via email for safeguarding purposes. Parents, you're very welcome to message me, but we don't do direct student-tutor WhatsApp messages, okay? And just as a reminder, the tuition agreement is between myself as NK Tutoring and parents or clients. We do have a master calendar, so if there are the odd changes, and lots of you are absolutely brilliant at getting in touch with me to say a certain date doesn't work and we can plan around that. We have Sunday afternoon sessions that are often really good options, and we look for an alternative in the week. So that is the priority, to look for an alternative, hopefully the same week. Sometimes we might keep the session. If you know you've got an assessment coming up, we could slot it in on a Sunday, but yes, as much notice as possible is appreciated there, so thank you for that. In our reflective process, as you all know, this is a big part of our tuition. Okay, we need to celebrate the achievements, because that's a really great thing for you to understand what is working and what are you doing well, to discuss the areas of improvement and when you may work on those. It might be the next tuition session, it might be in a 3 weeks time, for example. You can make a plan. It might be to cover by yourself. Okay, we cannot cover everything in tuition. It's about prioritizing topics and skills. And so within the next steps, which is part of Even Better If, is what you can do as a student yourself. And that is super, super important and makes a big difference. So it might be a little bit of repetition of the same thing before the next session. So you're embedding a methodology. It could be you're reading ahead and you're looking at terminology for a topic that you're going to work on the following week in revision, and therefore you're reminding yourself and you're making that tuition session as efficient as possible, because you've got that terminology and those definitions at your fingertips as you start, before you start. So all of those things are really helpful to discuss with your tutor towards the end of your session, when you reflect on the session but also plan going forwards. So this is a general format we use, what went well, even better if, and we do have slightly different formats and some weeks just to change things up a little bit, because variety is always really helpful. But the key thing within our Even Better If is the plan for the following week, topic or skills or paper that you want to work on, but importantly, this one here, what I will do, you as a student, what you're going to work on before next week. That is the thing that can make the biggest difference. So do think about that and ask questions. And if you're stuck and you can't think of anything, your tutor can often suggest finishing off a question, looking at new areas, or BBC Bite Size is absolutely fantastic at GCSE. So there's always something that can be done. A little bit of reminder in terms of how we work with our tuition. We follow an I do, we do, you do model. So this isn't prescriptive. It may not happen every week. It depends on what you've decided to work on. But very often, a tutor may explicitly instruct or show a model or a way of carrying out a task or recapping a concept, for example. Then you can do some guided practice together as we do, but also it's important that students, you do some independent work within that session so that you can get that immediate feedback from your tutor. You can correct the structure of your answer, for example, to be as specific as possible to gain those maximum marks. Okay, so that's important that we can include those areas within your sessions over time. During your sessions, pen and paper. So there is a link to an article in the email about this, and it is important to write. Okay, so making notes in your own time, writing notes within tuition sessions, pen to paper, makes those neural connections super, super important. And I shall be sharing more about that in due course. Please, as ever, bring your enthusiasm and your commitment to your tuition. Okay, you're building up these fantastic learning partnerships with your tutor, and keep doing that because you can make the biggest difference to your learning. To gain those long-term skills and to do the work in between your sessions and enjoy, participate, ask those questions, fire those neurons and make those connections. Brilliant stuff. A little reminder of our values. We aim to enthuse you as students, encourage you to do more work in your own time, empower you with skills, so therefore you can go off and do more, bring things to your tuition and work together. Okay, so I want to leave you with this. I'm all in for your tuition. You can contact me, drop me an email at any time. I'm really, really keen and really looking forward to your tuition journey progressing with us. And as you can see here, what I mentioned earlier, the little things can make the big difference. It's those little things that you do and you repeat them, you do more, you retrieve information, you use information, you write things down. That makes the biggest thing. And the last one, there is no such thing as a silly question. Have a fantastic term.